Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I thought I would talk about one of my essays called How Do I Start Exercising? You can find this essay at dantesinese.com, or there will be a link down in the description below. So guys, how do you start exercising? It is a simple question, but it can come with quite a lot of controversy. You only just have to go into Google and type in the question to find a series of different people pushing their dogmatic method about what sort of training you should do. So yes, I know it can be very complex, so I thought I would just make this quick video for anyone keen to get started about how they can go about doing that. My own fitness journey was a bit of a road, starting with just a series of bodyweight exercises. Being an overweight kid at home, I would just do push-ups, squats, and knees to chest to a timer. I think it was like 30 seconds and a 15-second break or something, I don't remember exactly. And then eventually I started watching or getting on the YouTubes and started learning about fitness a little bit, or weight training. And I found my dad's old dumbbells back in the garage, and I started to go about lifting those, just doing bench press and bicep curls and stuff. And then eventually I joined my mum to a boxing class where I started boxing then. This is at age 14, so yeah, I started pretty young. And then I started training boxing about 4 to 8 times a week, or like training generally. I think I had about 4 boxing sessions a week though. And before you know it, just due to overuse injuries, I had to stop the boxing and eventually found my way to the weights room, which is where I started training with a barbell, started strength training and powerlifting, which is where I find myself today. So I know it can be a bit daunting when you start, and that was myself included. And I think people just really need to understand the most important part about starting an exercise regime is not actually what you do per se, but is just getting into the habit of doing a thing. So it takes about 21 days to form a habit, 3 weeks. So really you just need to get over that hurdle of starting some form of activity and continuing with it for about 3 weeks. And then you're into a good habit of, or you're into the new habit of engaging in some level of training or physical activity, which starts to become your new lifestyle. A problem that most people tend to have is, or where they go wrong, is that they decide to have this all-in mentality. So they decide, hey, I'm gonna start training, and then before you know it, they're doing 5, 6, 7, or every day training, and realistically it's not conducive of longevity or a lifestyle. It's just something they're trying to do, and they end up falling off very quickly because it's not sustainable. So the thing about any exercise regime or any sort of activity you engage in is that it has to be sustainable. It has to be something you enjoy, and it has to be sustainable. So can you do this for your life? Because it's not about just doing it for a certain period of time. It's about being able to do it all the time, forever, essentially, because you are now engaging this behavior, which is to take care of your health. And if you want to take care of your health, it is something you have to continually work on for the rest of your days, really. A good practice that I like to get a lot of my clients to do is to just pick a number, a reasonable number of days. It's usually about 2 or 3, and just commit to doing some form of activity and just making sure you do that week in, week out. So the idea is you want to commit to training, so you have to choose a certain number of days, but it has to be reasonable. And then no matter what, making sure you actually stick to that. Now, if you go too much, like I said before, like 5, 6, 7, if you're just beginning, the likelihood of you sticking to that is actually very low. So it would just be reasonable. Choose a sensible number of days that you think you can actually stick to and go about doing that. There's going to be many different people spouting what sort of training you should actually do, whether it's going to group fitness classes like F45 or 12 rounds CrossFit, BodyFit, whatever it is. There's going to be people telling you to go into the gym to do bodybuilding or powerlifting. There's going to be people telling you to do fighting sports like Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or something. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't actually really matter what you do. As long as you choose something that you actually enjoy, it means the likelihood of you sticking to that exercise or to that training is going to be quite high, because the likelihood of you doing something you enjoy is, well, you'll definitely do something that you do enjoy. What's the saying? Like, do what you love, you never work a day in your life. That's what my dad used to always tell me, and here we are. So I think maturing in your fitness journey is understanding that every training method or training style has a purpose, and that one's not necessarily better than the other, but everything has sort of a place. Obviously, if you want to get bigger, you're going to get to bodybuilding. If you want to get stronger, you're going to do strength training or powerlifting. There's going to be weight-based training. If you want to run further or do a marathon or triathlon, you're going to either run, cycle, or swim, respectively. If you want to defend yourself, you're going to take up a fighting sport. Like, everything has a place. So it's just learning what those places are. And if you need to get better at something, then you can practice things specifically in periods of your life. And this is what an athlete will actually do, is they'll choose something that they want to get better in, and they'll actually go about practicing that one thing. So let's say an athlete or a soccer player feels like he's getting knocked off the ball too easily. It's not uncommon for them to just put a little, this is for the light soccer players, let's say, to put a little bit of muscle mass on so they don't get knocked off the ball as easily. Or if it's maybe an AFL player that's only not able to go the whole duration of the game, and maybe they're going to start doing more cardio or long distance running because they need to be able to last the whole duration of the game. There is a place for everything in your life. It just depends what you want to get better at. But if you are just starting out, I would choose something that you enjoy, and the likelihood is that you will keep it up for indefinitely. And it will be difficult to begin, but it will get easier with time. The habits will form, and you'll start to become the type of person that is different from who you once were. And it is going to be a constant cycle, a constant process of improving, changing, but it is a good journey and it leads to good places. So yeah, just choose an amount of days to wrap this up, choose an amount of days that you're willing to get into training, choose a type of exercise or activity that you will enjoy doing, and commit to those days and that type of training for those days for at least 21 days. And then you'll find you'll become the type of person that wants to keep going and will continue to do that. And that's the best way I can suggest. If you need an idea of an activity that you can get started on, even something as simple as walking is a good behavior or a good activity that can get you started on your fitness journey if nothing else is enticing. And believe it or not, walking will do more for you than you think. A half hour to an hour walk. It doesn't even have to be that long if you can't work up to that, but start at a place that you can and just build your way up with time. So yeah, ladies and gents, if you're going to start training or exercising, that would be how I would go about doing that. Not everyone is, everyone starts somewhere, and you have to start and then you get better with time. So yeah, ladies and gents, thank you. If you found this useful, please let me know. Please like, share and subscribe. Otherwise, have a good day, night, whatever it is where you live. Yeah, peace.